Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. Xabi Alonso is officially Chelsea's manager. He's been at Cobham. We've got the first interview. There's a full interview that Chelsea have released, about 15 minutes worth of Xabi Alonso with Lee Parker, who does a very good job of getting out all of the information from Xabi about how he feels to be the new Chelsea manager. And I feel like today it is the right time to do a video where we actually start to allow ourselves to get a little bit excited, because I don't know about you lot, but Xabi Alonso feels, at the time of the appointment, at the time that he's now taken over, of all of the managers that Blueco have hired at Chelsea, this one feels like it's the first proper appointment. Now, Enzo Maresca, when he first came in, I was like, what do we think's going to happen with this guy? He's just come from the Championship. What can we really expect from him? Xabi Alonso, finally, is the first manager since Thomas Tuchel, where the point in which he arrives at Chelsea, there's pedigree. There's already something tangible that isn't the second tier of English football's trophy, where we can be like, okay, this is a man who knows how to win. This is a man who went to Real Madrid. A lot of people get distracted by the fact he didn't last at Real Madrid and think that because he didn't last at Real Madrid, he must be a failure of a manager. He must be a bad manager. Look at the win percentages. That tells you quite a lot. Real Madrid weren't bad under Xabi Alonso. Real Madrid are a club where fractions can appear very quickly. And I wouldn't necessarily say we can fault Xabi Alonso directly for not staying there very long. However, he's now our manager. And I don't know about you, the transfer window right now isn't massively exciting me. The Andre Santos sale to Manchester United isn't one that I'm massively fond of. I don't see how Chelsea can sell Andre Santos and then be like, well, we got Lavia, that's fine. Lavia don't play, mate. You've got Enzo who wants to leave, Caicedo. I don't know if the Santos sale makes sense. The transfer window right now, we're waiting for things to happen. And I'm hoping that things do happen, because when Xabi Alonso speaks, there's a lot of talk, and we're going to go through it now, about us being together. And I think this is where immediately I want to draw some lines in the sand here. I want to make it quite clear where I sit on all of this. Blueco, I've wanted them gone from Chelsea for a while. Because they've hired Xabi Alonso, that doesn't change that. We need to see different tangible results on the pitch. I cannot be finishing in mid-table again. And I need to see the hiring of Xabi Alonso backed by actually backing him. Now, Xabi Alonso is walking in here and he's almost a free hit, in my opinion, as a manager. Because whoever took the Chelsea job, Xabi Alonso, I think, was the best pick we could have got. So that's fantastic. But whoever the next manager was, I'm not going to be stood here or sat here blaming him, because the operational running of Chelsea has made it near impossible for managers to be successful. So at this point, it isn't about blaming the manager, don't like his style of football, don't like this, don't like that. It's about actually understanding that it is this ownership that have made the environment that these managers have worked in almost untenable, to the point where certain gaffers have even left or mutually agreed to leave. So let's take a little look at Xabi Alonso's first main message to the Chelsea fans. And I've not got screenshots today because we're on the run. Not on the run. I keep saying this. We're on the go again, all right? The message is, we want to share that belief that good things will come if we are together and we create this strength. It has to come from us to bring the energy, but together we can achieve great things in the coming years. The big bit there is the ending, in the coming years. Now, at this point, I don't have any expectation for next season. Based on what we're seeing in the transfer market right now, I don't see Xabi Alonso being backed. So Xabi Alonso coming through the door, I'm not going to sit here and be like, right, because we've got a top manager now, we're going to win the Premier League. We're not going to win the Premier League. There's no way this squad is good enough to win the Premier League. Right now, there's tons of players that we need to sell. There are a lot of players that we maybe not be able to sell that aren't ready yet because they're too young and they're not developed and they're not good enough to win the Premier League. So Xabi Alonso coming in, I feel like this is one of the first appointments where, from the start, we can look and think, well, can we actually get a higher pedigree than this? Based on the way that football club right now is operating, Xabi Alonso is about as top as a manager or of a manager as we could possibly hire. So moving forward, if we can keep Xabi Alonso here for the coming years, then I think Chelsea can develop this squad into a better position to be consistently challenging. There is a lot of players that are potentially top players in the future. We've relied too heavily on only investing on youth, expecting that to just piece together something that works, and it doesn't. It's become very clear that it doesn't work. So, Xabi Alonso, it's almost, without using the word patience, because I feel like Xabi Alonso understands it on a human level. He's quite young as well, remember. So, I'm 31 years old. Xabi Alonso, I mean, he's definitely older than me, but he's certainly of that age where I think he understands that the use of buzzwords and lots of things right now, we're tired of it. As Chelsea fans, we don't want to hear patience. But I do agree that from the very start of his tenure, we've got to support him. And it isn't necessarily about, oh, well, if you support the manager, then therefore... No, stop with all of this absolute, complete and utter trash. You can back the manager and hope that he does well and almost expect him to do better than what we saw from Rosenior, yes. But it doesn't necessarily mean that because you support Xabi Alonso and you want him to do well, that you're a blue co-enabler. I'm sick of this. I'm so glad this World Cup has painted a better story of football fandom. Watching all of the different cultures at the World Cup has been amazing. To not have to deal with the absolute brain-dead nonsense that comes out of certain sections of Chelsea support. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely possible to want Xabi Alonso to do well, but still expect a lot more from this Chelsea ownership. Appointing Xabi Alonso is one thing. How are you going to back him up? If Xabi Alonso fails because we don't back him up in the transfer market, guess where the blame lies? Blueco. Of course, it's obvious at this point. Let's move now. It's the right timing for me. After my experience in Germany and in Spain, I was always excited about trying some time in the Premier League. And it came in the right moment, in the right club, with a good opportunity feeling. And Premier League is exciting. Now, a lot of people were thinking, if Arne Slot leaves Liverpool, Xabi Alonso will go there. Arne Slot did leave Liverpool. Iraola was their choice. Maybe, in hindsight or in another world, if they'd have fired Slot quicker and went for Xabi Alonso, who knows? That's irrelevant for me. Xabi Alonso, yes, he was a brilliant Liverpool player. Scored in Champions League finals, scored massive goals for them, is adored on Merseyside, but was also adored in Madrid, was adored in Munich. Xabi Alonso coming back to the Premier League with that Premier League experience under his belt, with managing a big club, although it wasn't for very long, at Real Madrid, and being a winner at Bayer Leverkusen, these things immediately translate significantly better than what we saw from Liam Rosenior. Even Enzo Maresca. I think Enzo Maresca, to an extent in the first season, overachieved at Chelsea. Some people will say, how can you say that? Well, we got back in the Champions League, we won the Club World Cup, we won the only European trophy we were in. Xabi Alonso, I think, brings more to the table at the first day that he walks in the door than Enzo Maresca did. I think Enzo Maresca developed himself as a manager through managing Chelsea, whereas Xabi Alonso has developed himself in the build-up to managing Chelsea and brings that experience along with him. And I think that's a very big thing for us moving forward. The next quote I want to look at here. The potential of the team and squad made me really excited to find a squad to work with, create a football idea, bring excitement to the stadium, and connect with the fans. This is a big one, because clearly at Chelsea, the connection between Chelsea and us as fans, I don't think I've ever seen it this disjointed. I don't think I've ever seen so many Chelsea fans disinterested in the club, in the results, in what happens. It is a huge job of Xabi Alonso to try and bring that back to this football club. We've got a passionate fan base. We've got a proud fan base. We've got a proud, rich history. That history has been jeopardized. Now, I know, ironically, it's those same people that I'm talking about here that have hired him, that are paying his wages. But on a human level, Xabi Alonso can bring something, and we can even use the fact he's been at Liverpool as a positive with this. Liverpool players and their fans, especially at the time that Xabi Alonso was a player, there was a bond there. There's that understanding of what it means within English football to have that culture, to have that connection between the fans, the players on the pitch, the team, the manager, and Xabi Alonso here. I know that we always say, all the managers say all the right things, but I do feel like there's something different here about Xabi Alonso. Maybe it's the pedigree as a player. Maybe it's that invincible season at Leverkusen. I just feel that his football is exciting. I feel like it might take a bit of time. But when he talks about creating a football idea, that's what we want. If you can see that the players are clearly buying into the footballing project, regardless of what happens off the field, we can't really do too much about that. It's up to them who they buy. We can criticise it for sure. Sorry, guys, I'm full of cold right now from all this travelling, so I might sound a little bit like I'm about to pass out. Probably it's because it's probably going to be true. The opportunity to come to this club was the right one. The potential of the team and the squad made me very excited to find a squad to work with. This is also huge when it comes to Chelsea because the squad is very young, which by default means it's very impressionable. Xabi Alonso is a young coach with impressionable ideas. And I think if the players buy into it, this could be very good for us. So what convinced him to join Chelsea? The way they have not so long ago played, competed at the highest level, gave me assurance that the potential of the team was there because of the quality of the players, because of the quality of the way they have played. So now it will be work to carry on many of the things that they've done and to know that we reach a very competitive level. I think Xabi Alonso here, to bring it back to what I said at the start, he's walking into this and it's almost a free hit because the blame is solely on the owners from the fans. I don't really blame Rafinha because he should never have been hired in the first place. I almost can't even blame half the squad because they either should never have been bought in the first place or at minimum shouldn't be trusted to be starters for Chelsea yet. And that is still the case. And this is why we need to keep checking in on all these things. We're in a period of self-reflection. What's that going to look like in the transfer market? Who are you going to bring this guy to make sure Xabi Alonso does the best he can? And from now, he's in the door. He's at Cobham. Esteval's already back there. Players are going to be coming back soon. Cole Palmer looks fit. He looks sharp. There is enough players in this squad already to get me excited if they buy into his ideas, which I think they will. It's how do we supplement that? How do we make the squad at a point where it's better than the 10th place atrocity that we saw last season? To not be losing 8-2 to PSG. Fortunately, we can't go and lose 8-2 to PSG because we ain't in flipping Europe. Fix that. That's what we need to do. But half the job is employing the right manager. The second half of the job is giving the manager the correct tools so that when he walks through the door, he can do the best that he can. Now he's through the door, now it's about part two. You've hired the right guy. You've hired the manager that does get people excited. Now back that up. If we don't back that up, expect the same. And we can't blame Xabi Alonso for it. He started work now. I'm excited. Let's see where this one goes. Thank you for watching this video. Please do subscribe. I need to get cracking. I've got a 6.5 hour drive, which is just redonkulous, and then a long flight across America tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching this video. Come on, you Blues. Come on, Xabi Alonso.